Okie dokie, we should, emphasis on should, be live. Yeah, we're starting a little early, folks, because we're ready to go. But yeah, we're starting a little early, folks. Yeah, heard a little bit of echo there. All right.
Wait, the first thing that happens, I get an ad for ECPI.
Wait, what's ECPI?
So it is a community college. I'm not entirely sure. It's in other states, but it's down here in Virginia. It's down here in my local area. It's like for cybersecurity or nursing. You know, it's kind of like the trade school community college.
Ah. Well, anyway, folks, we are here live because I received a series of emails from a interesting individual who thinks well, we're gonna go through the messages, but the best way I could sum their thoughts up, at least from what I can interpret, is they thought there was some kind of falling out or betrayal of some kind between me and Kibs and Arch.
By the way, one of the main points, because I was at work when this happened, and I just want to look this up just to make sure I'm not getting my numbers wrong. Out of a morbid curiosity. Damn it! So the Bickering Bunch has 8,000 subscribers.
I didn't actually know that off the top of my head what they had. I thought Kibs had over 10K.
I thought he had like closer to 20 to 30. Arch has 257,000. Asmo has 5,000, and we'll just say 5.5 thousand. I have 460 fucking 4.
You gotta speed up.
Well, so, like, because, and I'm going to address something I saw early. I'm gonna address something that I saw in one of the later messages before everything else, because this is something I saw. You know, Asmo got called a clout chasing keyboard warrior.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, if he was fucking clout chasing, he would have stuck around and stuck up their asses.
You're jumping ahead. Let's do this. Let's do this chronologically.
Okay.
Okay. So, by the way, this is an open mic, so I will be opening it up to people who want to call in. If anyone shares this perspective, please call in, because this individual chose not to join the call. I was hoping to get them in, but they refused, and we'll get into that. So I will show you guys, and I have censored the individual's email and avatar out. The email I've censored out due to the fact that their real name is in their email. It's one of those cases where they took their first name and last name and put it as their email. And the thing is, I'm not into. I don't want to dox them. I'm very much against doxing on any level, and despite how this person treated me, I'm not gonna break that code of ethics. So that's why they've been censored out. If it had been a username, if it had been something else out, I would have shared the email, because they have no problem emailing me stupid shit, so I don't care if one of y'all went after them for it and started emailing them dumb shit. But their real name's in their email, so I'm not sharing it. Regardless, outside of that, let's get into these wonderful emails I got. So the individual, like the email, the reason the whole email caught my eye is the subject line: Arch and Kibs. To be honest, I get at least one email a month minimum from someone who is trying to come at me for like supporting or defending Arch, or recently with the Hogwarts Legacy stuff, someone sent me an email saying I was a transphobic, blah, 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 blah. I received an email. I receive a lot of emails, and the reason for that is my Twitter DMs are restricted to people who are only I follow and stuff. And Facebook's the same thing. The only thing that wasn't like that was my Instagram, but I recently fixed that because the Templin Institute nutjob found me through that and messaged me through that. So my email is about the only way people can actually like send me stupid shit, and even then I block it most of the time. But this individual was a bit different than what I usually get, because they say, Arch and Kibs, Hello, Mr. Asmogan. I'm a fan of Arch and Kibs from the Bickering Bunch, and I remember a few years ago you defended Arch during a drama with some cherry-picked screenshots of Arch's Discord. During that and a little after, you seemed very chummy with both of them, even joining in on Arch's email campaign. However, after that, you seemed to just bail on them. I've never seen you on either of their channel streams, chatting or hanging out. I'm also pretty sure I caught you talking shit about them on a stream at one point in the last year, though I don't remember which one. Convenient. So to be direct with with my reason for emailing you, did you have a falling out with them? Did they do something to piss you off? Did you go woke? What the fuck happened? You can ignore me all you want, as I'm sure you will, but you can't ignore this perception people have. I'm not the only one. I'll hope for you to do the right thing and address this at some point.
Hold on. Just cause, Asmogan, I want you to look directly into the webcam. Look directly into the webcam. Did you go woke?
Totally. I support the 42%.
Sorry, I had to have a little bit of fun with that one.
Oh, God.
For anyone who can't tell, and this is kind of the normal, which is funny, me being older than Asmo by a decade, or at least very close to a decade for it not to matter, I actually come out more the aggressive one than Asmo, which I think is kind of funny. I'm the hot-headed one, and this actually did piss me off to some extent, because you're fucking with my friend here.
I get something like this on a monthly basis. Usually just from the other side of things, not this side of the fence. I can't believe they have
to call you fucking woke. Just look at any of your videos. Like, really?
I get the impression this person doesn't watch my content. They clearly watch Kibs and Arch, and off of that, their assumption is, because I haven't been on that, this is where they're standing from. They're clearly not a fan of mine. That's for damn sure.
I mean, if they saw, and honestly, if I would have got this exact same email word for word, my response to it would have been a lot different. I would have laughed, because I would have focused so hard on that part. Did you go woke? Be like, did I go woke? Do you even watch my stuff?
It was the main thing I took out of this first email with my response, which we'll go to next. My response to the individual here was simple. Hello. Firstly, I'm not woke. Secondly, you say, quote unquote, you can't ignore this perception people have. Please do share with me even one other person who shared this perception. No need to dox, just share a screenshot of some convos you've had with this about this with the names hidden. Which I am doing with your emails, by the way, to other concerned parties. I did email this to Kibs, and I didn't email this to Kibs. I sent it to Kibs via Discord. And I also sent it to Ludus, obviously. I sent it to one other friend, and I was considering sending it to Arch, but Arch usually doesn't have time to check his DMs. So I didn't really... Also, this is really small fry stuff for him, so I just decided not to bother him with it. I did bother Kibs with it too, but that's because he's a little bit more available sometimes. And I wanted to reach out to at least one of them, just in case they might just immediately know who this is. But regardless, going forward, additionally, please find and share what streams you believe I, in any way, insulted or condemned Arch and Kibs. Regardless of if you choose to do the right thing and share examples with me to enforce your insane position, my overall answer remains the same. I in no way dislike, loathe, or hate Arch or Kibs. The two of them have been nothing short of brilliant to me and my community over the years. To use the fact that I haven't been on their streams as some kind of evidence to my quote-unquote betrayal is, to say the least, absurd. If they had at any point invited me on their streams, I would have accepted gladly. But that has never happened, and I'm not some view-whoring e-bitch that would force myself on with them and their content just to satiate the asinine notion that if I do not, I'm somehow distancing myself from them and or avoiding them, with a Wicked Witch of the West plot to turn on them. Quite frankly, you can shove that nonsense up your ass. Arch and Kibs have plenty of other people they are far closer to and know better than I that they no doubt would rather have on. It's their shows, their hobby time, their decision. I'll patiently await your reply, which will no doubt house an endless supply of evidence for your delusions.
And what I find funny about this is you actually brought up a really good point. You know, but there is one flaw in what you said. You brought up, you know, how there actually is one stream that had me, you, Arch, and Kibs all together on it.
Yeah.
And that was mostly, and I'll give credit where credit is due, I think that had a lot to do with Kibs getting Arch on it, and it was my birthday stream.
Oh yeah, and that's one of my best memories on YouTube.
And like, you know, all it was us hanging out for a little bit, doing a birthday stream. They were really fucking awesome. We were just chilling. They weren't the big YouTubers we see them as. We were just 4 dudes just chilling, talking about the hobby, talking about stuff we like, you know. You know, if that happens once in a while, cool. Hey, shit, the big guys have noticed us, which again, me and Asma thought Kibs was a lot bigger, but realistically, it feels like he's a lot bigger though. So it's just kind of like you know, they have this, like Asma said, you know, they have their own stuff that they do, and they probably want to do it with people closer to them. Like me and Asma, we have our friends in, I was about to say in real life, but that was about one of the most contradictory things I could have said. But we have friends in our own areas because we're both on the East Coast of the United States, but we're in 2 completely different fucking states. Mm-hmm. So he has the people he's close to in his state. I have the people I'm close to in my state. But that doesn't mean we aren't close to each other just because there are other people we hang out with when we're not talking. You know, there are people I talk to every day because I have a job to go to. And there are some that I get along with the same way that I get along with Asmo.
James, hold on. I do want to pause you briefly. James Mackin in the chat said, Asmo went woke and hates everyone. Trust me, it came to me in a dream. Honestly, you have more evidence than this guy did.
But I also have people I get along with at work in a way that makes me want to give them some dental work with a sledgehammer. So it's like
in Minecraft, YouTube, in Minecraft.
I said dental work
with a sledgehammer. It's thinly veiled.
I don't see the problem here. They can't come after me. I have a mental illness. It's discrimination at that point.
All right. So, okay.
I love how you just tried to bypass the shit out of that.
Yeah.
The worst part is, you know, it's actually, you know, both facts are true because if they came after me, like for saying shit like that, I can always use the I have a mental disorder, it be factual, and get their asses on discrimination.
Michael Collins Gaming just joined the chat. I'm always wondering why Arch gets so much hate. Well, the thing is, the weirdness is again, I get at least a monthly email from some dipshit on the left, usually a Twitterite that tried to reach me through Twitter first, couldn't, and found my email. But in this case, this guy, according to himself anyway, seems to be a fan of Arch and Kibs. Like, he's someone who watches them, very much so. He wasn't coming at me from the angle of like the normal people who hate Arch and therefore hate me because I've been on Arch's side in the past and I'm still on his side now, I would wager. But instead, this guy's going at me from the idea that I've had some kind of falling out and that like I'm cooking up some kind of evil plot in the background. But to move on to the next one. All right, so this one's a bit of a doozy, so enjoy this one. Okay. So the individual responded to my response and says, "It is not something I have had direct conversations about, so I have none to show you." So
I am blind for the fact that my skull is stuck up my rectum and I cannot see past my intestines.
It was very, very funny to read that because the guy.
That's the smartest way you'll ever hear of saying someone has their head stuck up their ass.
I mean, there's like the super medical technical terminology you could use, but otherwise, yeah. uh, but the individual, I remind you guys, in his first email to me, spoke with this like utter confidence, right? That other people had this idea or this belief that I had a falling out or something was like going on between me, Arch, and Kibs. Like we had this divide between us or something. And when I asked him to do something as simple as just show me a screenshot of a conversation where you've had this talk with somebody who thinks the same thing as you, and he just comes out and says it at the beginning of this one, it's not something I have had direct conversations about, so I have none to show you.
Wait, Uro says
Okay.
that is hate speech, and we will not tolerate that.
Oh, what do I say? Asmo has gone ultramarine. That is, I will ban you. You can call me the N-word, but don't you dare say I've gone ultramarine.
Oh,
okay?
Shit.
We'll have words, young man. Anyway. But he said...
You know what the Emperor and Willy Wonka had in common?
Mm.
Neither one of them were expecting a blueberry at the end of the day.
Okay. So he continues, but I can't be the only person to come to this conclusion. That being said, I apologize if I stirred your witch's pot with my email. There was no need, so I will give the guy a little bit of cleverness here. He kind of worked in lyrically, like my comment about like the wicked witch of the west, like twirling my pot. He worked that into his emails. I don't know if I want to really compliment him for it. It feels kind of silly, but yeah.
Real quick interjection.
Mm.
Sorry, I know I keep doing it. I'm sorry. Michael Collins gave me the reason I asked what I did is because everyone calls Arch racist. Is it actually true?
No.
Well, is he racist by a sane person standard? No.
By the actual definition of the term, no.
Yeah, by the actual definition of the term, yeah, he isn't. But is he racist by the woke standard? Then, yeah. But that's also by the woke standard because he has said things before that most people in the United States would not say. And I believe that is a cultural difference between Norway and the United States.
They don't have they do not have the same history we do with certain things.
Yeah.
And even if they did, there's still plenty of people who say that same shit who are from the US, but they said it on like 4chan and stuff back in the day. No one cared when some rando GG your mom MILF at like fucking 4chan said the exact same shit as him. But because he said it at YouTube, you know, people made it a big fucking deal over the years. It's minuscule.
Now, by that, you could make an argument say he said racist things.
Let me put it to you like this: if you went on MW2, actually, fuck the current MW2, like game chat for multiplayer. If you went on it back in the day in MW2 or the current MW2. It was about that level of quote unquote racism. Like it's just people throwing out like, testy words to be a little extreme. But by any metric standard though, he's not actually racist. That's ridiculous.
No. In saying all that also, like I said, the only time me and Asmo actually sat down with the dude and had a full actually I've had 2 conversations with him. Once playing PlanetSide 2 on Kibs' server. And then the second time was the birthday stream that I had. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. He is just a chill dude, like me and Asmo. At the end of the day, we just sat down, had a cool conversation, and that was that. Like, he's not racist. He's not the fucking devil. He's just another cool dude.
Oh, yeah, Sotek is a bitch.
I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, but okay.
Sotek, he's another, like, content creator. Oh, thank you, Native, for super chat, man. Thank you. Nixon took us off the woke standard. Yeah, but Lord Sotek or whatever the fuck his name is, he's like a YouTuber who did lore, and during the same controversy I defended Arch, he went like full blown against him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a bitch. Anyway, continuing with the email. Okay, so to continue where he was, he said there was no need to go in so aggressively. I simply asked after the reasons you've been so absent from your supposed friends' content after doing so much together. I can't speak for everyone, but if I and my friends fought the woke mob together as you, Kibs, and Arch did, I would find reasons to maintain the camaraderie obtained during such events. You, on the other hand, are rarely, if ever, on the Bickering Bunch's Discord, and though I'm not on it, I'm sure you're just as absent on Arch's Discord. I have no doubt you'll excuse it by saying you have your own to run, and to an extent that does excuse the absence, but to interact virtually never? That spells some level of animosity to me. Also, I recall you at one point were copying Kibs' thumbnails for your streams. And then he shows an example. This is an example of one of mine that I did make at the time, a couple years ago, and an example of Kibs. And full, and I go into it in my response. But full clarity, yeah, I did actually take a level of inspiration from the Bickering Bunch thumbnail because I thought it looked cool. Like, this is a much cooler thumbnail than I was running at the time. So when I was watching Kib's stream, I was like, oh, I kind of like that style. I'd like to make a version of it for myself. I was very loosely inspired by the Bickering Bunch's thumbnail, so I did make this design. Now, I didn't have this design very long.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I don't remember if you were a part of this conversation. I know there was a conversation me and Kibs had. I can't remember if you were in the chat, though, where he was giving me advice on thumbnails, and that's exactly what he told me to do. So if you were a part of that conversation, you were just taking his advice, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, I
want to think you were there, but I'm not 100% sure.
I might have been, but I can't recall exactly. All I know is that the reason I made this style of thumbnail is I liked what the Bickering Bunch did with theirs, and I just wanted to make my own take on it. It's a similar style. Even then, as you guys can clearly tell, there's a lot of differences. Obviously, I just didn't do a one-for-one. The coloration choices was different. I did like a border design here. I added in my, little artwork in there. I did my best to do a separation. But yeah, the guy, I will give the guy this. He's right that it was a derivative of the Bickering Bunch thumbnail. And yeah, I liked it. I still stand by, not to toot my own horn, but I do think this is a good thumbnail. But it didn't fit my channel, so I did drop it fairly soon after introducing it to the channel. Like, it didn't fit the tone of my content as well, and it just didn't like. I also didn't like the design overall after a little while, so I switched it up to something that felt more akin to me than to Kibs's thumbnail style. But yeah, he's right. This is derived from it, but as you guys can tell, it's not a one-for-one. It's not like it's not. He's used the term copy. I wouldn't call this a copy. I did make something of my own.
I would say it was inspired by, not copied from.
Yeah, that's a much better way to put it. Now, but yeah, he said, interesting thing for a friend, quote unquote, to do. Not stealing another's content like that. A rather snaky thing to do, if you ask me. Careful how you respond. Dorothy's house might just crush you while you cackle away.
I'll say this. When did we ever claim that we were their friends?
I said I was friendly with them, and I would, if they wanted us to be friends, they never voiced it to us, but I would have totally been down that. But yeah, I don't recall ever like explicitly saying that though, because here's the thing, I would love it if they considered us friends or not, but as far as I recall, Arch has never said we're friends. Kibs never said we're friendly. We're friendly. I might be strong to say it this way, but we're peers, as content creators. And
there have been a couple times where like I've joined in like Discord calls, and Kibs will point out like, "Oh, it's been a while since you've been here," or he's actually reached out to me a couple times. So I would say friendly, acquaintances, something along that line. I wouldn't say friend, only because we don't talk with them that much to be friends.
Yeah, we very rarely get to chat with them, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. They're busy. They got a lot of stuff that they're doing.
one is planning on doing a massive another massive lore series and a bunch of side projects. The other one's trying to build a game from the ground up, granted with a team of people, but still a small ass team. You know, they've got their own shit going on, and that is not include. Well, that is including Archer's channel because that is around his channel, but that doesn't even involve Kibs' channel. That's something to the side. They do promote it sometimes on their channel, but you know, it's like to our knowledge, we're on good terms with them.
Yeah, as far as I know.
To our knowledge, you know, they don't mind interacting with us. They aren't immediately put off by either one of us. And they've both been really damn good to us. So I wouldn't say friend only because there's not that amount of interaction to warrant that.
Yeah, like, we don't get that much time with them.
Would we be? In a fucking heartbeat.
Oh, yeah, they're cool guys. As far as I've ever had a conversation with either of them, yeah, it'd be awesome to be included in their friend group. It's just, again, they're very much busy. They don't have like as much time to just kind of like make friends with us and stuff. But beside the point. Yeah, I will say the guy just more or less assumed that was the relationship we have with Arch and Kibs, is that we are definitively like we're buddies and friends and we just hang out all the time, and then all of a sudden we didn't. Then that's not really how that worked.
I would love to point out I would be the one that irritates Arch, because I really do think that Arch is one of the best 40k lore content creators, and I would be picking his brain. It would be like fucking Ike from South Park and Kyle. I would just constantly get on his nerves, and he would just kick me out of a fucking window.
I can visualize that too. Oh, real quick, Nixka, I know she Nixka left earlier, but they said in the chat, so this guy is saying Asmogan has to do forced participation in all Discords. Yikes. There's Discords I haven't looked at in years. I only go when it's relevant. And yeah, that's the same for me. I don't ever get to really hang out in the Bickering Bunch Discord because I rarely have the free time to. I'm lucky if I can even remember to share a stream or a video down there. And Arch's Discord, I also almost never get on there, next to maybe sharing like a video or a stream that I think that his server would like. I just never have the time. It's just very much in my own community Discord, and I have two of them. I have two community Discords. I have a more public one, which is much more safe for work, and then I have like my friend Discord, which is much larger and also a lot more spicier. And I have to constantly check in with them. I also like to hang out with the community on both of those. This is very busy.
The friend one has a Karn.
Yeah.
and the Karn is the reason why it is not the public Discord.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, to be fair, Hummet, let me backtrack that a little bit. He's not the only reason, but he is like 90% of the reason.
I'd say Nathan is 30%, Karn is 60%, and everybody else is the remaining percentage.
Damn, I feel kind of fucking worse that I wasn't even a part of that. Nathan said Ludus never invited me on his streams. He clearly hates me. That's because all my streams are welcome for people to jump in. Usually when I stream, and I haven't done it so much here lately, which can I do a major detraction real quick? Because all this is the same stupid bullshit over and over.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, I was in the hospital recently. I thought I was going to end up taking an extended visit in the hospital for mental health reasons. You know, I was making the joke earlier that, you know, because of the mental illness, you know, I can get by saying with discrimination. Well, I did recently get diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which we've suspected for a while, but I finally got the formal diagnosis. That said, that plus things going on with my work life and my personal life, a lot of people will notice I haven't done anything on my channel for a while now. I just haven't been motivated to. I'm not even going to lie or sugarcoat it. I actually turned off all my Patreon. I've turned off my Patreon for the month of February because it didn't feel right of taking people's money, and I'm not doing anything. So with with that said, you know, anytime I stream and actually remember, I'm in my Discord and anyone is free to join. Ask members of my Discord. Cindy has jumped in. Ginger Ninja has jumped in. Asmo has jumped in. And I'm sitting there like, shit, I'm boring as hell. I hope someone jumps in so I can play off of them. Because I, by myself, am not a funny person. So, but it's the thing of I do intend to do more, but right now, no lie, no bullshit. I'm currently trying to get me and mine right, and that's all I can do. And I wasn't trying to take it this deep, and I'm sorry, Asmo,
That's okay.
but you know, I wanted to be very clear on like, because I know Nathan was joking about it, but like, no, everyone is welcome on my stream. Shit, even some of the people. If Norn Queen Alexis, as much as that bitch hates my ass, if she wanted to come on my stream, she would be welcome. But that's also because I don't care about that. I don't. Even if you hate me, if you want to come on my stream, just tell me to go to hell. Hey, cool. Come on, tell me to go to hell. You're free to. You are absolutely free to. You are free to say whatever you want. I won't even fucking block you because I'm just a nice person, I think, or a dumbass. But I won't block someone for that because everyone is free to say whatever they feel. Well, whatever. They are free to say whatever they want.
I know what I did to have her hate me, but
what did I do to make her hate me? Someone asked what I do to make her mad. It was I just went to her like, hey, I know you have problems with art. This was during the whole drama bullshit. Like, can me and you just talk 101 and not even find a meeting ground, but like a common ground, but just I think stuff you do is cool. I think stuff he does is cool. Because I did like some of her. I mean, now we're taking it a bit fucking far. But it's just the kind of thing where it was like, hey, I like some of your minis. I think they're kind of cool. You know, think she has the personality of a wet cat, though. But
I pissed her off because when I did a stream with Arch, when we got invited on to, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's some lefty Vosh wannabe Twitch streamer. Yeah, during that, she was in the chat and I called her a bunch of shit. So after that, like literally immediately after that, I checked Twitter and she blocked me. So I know why she hates my ass.
Well, no, I was just trying to have a friendly conversation with her. Even like it was the kind of like, hey, even though we disagree,
I've never tried to have a friendly conversation with her.
I always try and be friendly with people. It's just don't fuck with people I like, because then I won't be friendly.
All right, and for anyone just joining just now, I'm not going to go over the whole thing again, but obviously I go to the beginning of the stream, we do a quick roundup about it, and we're going through the emails right now, but quick summary. Someone has been emailing me, accusing me of hating Arch and Kibs and potentially trying to pull a thing on them or something. I'm going through my email responses, and we just finished the second response from the individual in question. Now we're going into my response to their response. So I said, vaguely similar thumbnails is called stealing now, is it? Your absurdity knows no bounds. Also, rather sad pivot there when you realized you had no ground to stand on with your previous quote-unquote points. But I'll do what you were unable to and address what you wrote. That thumbnail style was indeed loosely inspired by the Bickering Bunches, but my goal was in no way to trick people into watching my streams over/instead of theirs. I liked the style and wanted to try making my own version that was clearly separate from theirs. However, after a short while of trying it out, I realized how ill-fitting it was for my content and discontinued it in favor of something both more original to myself and more tonally appropriate for my channel. Now, I have no doubt you want to continue this nonsense, so let me extend you an olive branch. Would you like to come on a stream to make your points and discuss this live? That way, if there really is this perspective outside of yourself, you can be backed up and the supposed plethora of you can address me with all your points right then and there. We're planning it for 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. Would be happy to have you. And we'll just jump right into their response. Alas, I would have loved to come on your show under better circumstances, but you clearly do not want to have a peaceable discussion. You merely want to sick your audience on me and mock me despite me on hostile intentions, and though I'm sure it would be entertaining to experience, I have better things to do with my evening other than be laid out on your cross. I consider this the house having fallen on the witch, and as with the Lollipop Guild, I will sing a merry tune to my victory. Your defensiveness and aggressive challenge tell me all I need to know. You were indeed avoiding Arch and Kibs, and now more than ever, I believe you were doing so with the plan of turning on them the moment the woke mob demanded it of you. You're a weak, clout-chasing keyboard warrior and nothing more. Shame. Was hoping you would be one of the good ones.
First off, it wouldn't be you would sick the audience on him. You would probably be reining my ass in most of the stream. Let's be fucking honest. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how some of these people know how to fucking breathe.
Are we sure these people aren't on crack? I'm pretty sure this guy's got to be to come with these conclusions.
Look, I've known a lot of crackheads. I work in the restaurant business. I've known a lot of crackheads and a lot of methods. They've said smarter shit than this.
Oh yeah. That was my wonderful interaction today on my emails. And the only reason we were making a stream out of it is A, monetize your haters, obviously. But also B, what's unique about this one is this was from I hate to make lines in the sand, but our side of the fence, if you will. Like, this guy's a fan of Arch and Kibs.
Same way we are, yeah.
And he comes at me, despite the fact that I have a history of defending Arch and backing Arch through multiple controversies, and I've been nothing but friendly with Kibs as well. I'm just still flabbergasted. Like, how on earth do you have this conclusion? Oh, and what he said, like his perspective, it's so stupid. Like, there's no basis in it. It's not like he had a screenshot of maybe a time when Kibs and I got like spitty at each other in his Discord, or maybe like he had nothing. It's just nothing. It's so silly, and yeah, like it's baffling. Is this a troll? It very well might be, but the guy's name sounds familiar to me. Again, it's in his email, his real name. That's why I'm not sharing it. But it sounds familiar, so I'm thinking it might be someone I have interacted with on the Bickering Bunch Discord. I don't know that for a fact, so I'm not going to throw out who I think it might be or anything like that. But it very well might be a troll. I'm not writing that off. Like, it's the internet. At the end of the day, always got to be prepared for it. But still, like, this shit was incredibly stupid. So let me make the record clear here. I have had no falling out with Arch or Kibs. I've had no beef with them. They have no beef with me, as far as I have ever been told. And I have only ever received positive interactions with them over the years. So I don't know what's going on here. I really that's why this is an open mic, so I'm gonna share the link in the chat. So if you guys want to come on in and give your take, whether you think like this guy does, or you just want to like mock him live or anything like that, as always with open mics, I welcome you guys on to give your perspective rather than just hearing me or Ludus ramble. But this has been a bit of an entertaining cloud show today.
And after the entertaining cloud show, we will probably play some StarCraft for your enterjoyment. It's obvious I work in the fucking restaurant industry, isn't it? I was gonna say entertainment and then switch my mind up to enjoyment, so enterjoyment.
These schizos are getting scary. Alright, so let's read through the chat a little bit. It's a cave troll. Hey, chins up. Viking Kiwi says, could be someone who is very paranoid. I mean, I know that there are some very paranoid people.
We got someone. I'm pulling them in now.
Okay.
I might be pulling them in now. Okay, there we go. Hello, Tang.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the open mic. How you doing?
Tired.
Fair enough.
But I am very surprised and amused and perplexed. Just by the sheer, I don't know,
Stupidity?
sudden whole thing.
It was very
like, no.
random.
It's like, oh, we were just sitting here doing our thing, and all of a sudden, hey, you hate Kibs and darts. Like, wait, what? Excuse me, what now? It's like, you know when someone just passes by you, yells something, and you're like, what was that? Yeah, this is the same thing. With no reason, no, like, anything happening. Like, we haven't... I didn't remember being on a stream where we said anything about any of them. Maybe except for, I don't know, maybe a joke or something. But, never had any bad feelings.
Yeah, like, I've been trying to rack my brain all afternoon. Just crawling at my own, like, brain. Like, is there something I said or posted or put somewhere that led to someone with this conclusion? Like, something. I can't think of anything. Like, he mentioned in the emails, like, oh, I'm pretty sure I heard you talk shit about them on stream. I have no idea what that's referencing. Like, at all.
I mean, the only thing that I think we've mentioned about any of them was, I don't know, some joke or something. I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I remember we accidentally almost sent Arch something that was intended for you, which was kind of funny, but we never even got to that, so... no idea.
Yeah, it's just the last time I remember bringing up Arch or Kibs on stream, I remember being a positive thing. Like I was talking about, you know, I think it was on an open mic last time I mentioned them, which was I was just referencing them like with my own lore video, and I think I mentioned Arch, having like shared it with him. But outside of that, even then, I'm not sure if that was on stream or not. But as far as like posts or anything, just nothing. It's just. It's extremely strange. So it does lend credence to the idea that this is a troll. With the idea, it's like it's because of the randomness, right? Like, I feel like there should be, if this was legitimate, there should be some degree of like a basis. But it's just so random. The only conclusion I come to is either the individual is off their fucking rocker, paranoid, or it's a troll. Either way, it's still fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's strange as shit.
Hey, strange things happen.
On a daily, seemingly.
Ugh. Yes.
Yeah, so, I guess I got some other people waiting, so I guess I'll ask you this, though. In your experience with me, have I ever given you the impression I have a low opinion of Archer Kibs?
I mean, no. I mean, I would love to see you on one of their streams, but knowing how Arch works and how, well, busy he is. Well, he is Arch. He is our lovely Arch who we love and adore, but he is sometimes scatterbrained, which we know not blame him for it. So, if he doesn't, and Kibs is also very busy. Don't expect for anything. So if you're not on their stream, that doesn't mean that you're some sort of like enemy or something.
Yeah,
I mean, we're all busy people.
And as I iterated my response to this guy, like how I don't ever expect to get like that kind of message from either of them. Is like, hey, would you like to come on? It's just at the end of the day, like I am a smaller creator, so it's not like it would help them viewership wise to have me on, right? I do think I'm an entertaining guy, but they have like a laundry list of other people that they're closer to, that they know better, or that are bigger creators that they could have on that I'm sure would like to be on, that they're gonna, if there is a queue or not, that they're always gonna put on before me. And it's something personal. It's not like that's a sign they dislike me or a sign that I dislike them. It's just how it works. I'm not in like the top 20 here of people who are, I guess if you want to phrase it like that, owed a spot on their show. And the thing is, I'm fine just watching the Bickering Butt streams as a viewer. Like, I like watching the streams and hanging out and chat when I get the time, which is rare. Same with Arch's streams. Like, I'm fine with that, like, right now. Yeah, would it be cool if I got that message one day of like, hey, Asmo, do you want to come on the show? I'd be like, fuck yeah. But it's just, when I think about it logically, would I even be on, like, that list anytime soon? Probably not. No, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal at all. So it's just a strange to use the fact that I haven't been on as if it's some kind of proof to anything. It's just ridiculous. But anyway,
also, yeah,
Oh,
just one thing I want to say. Also, Kibs does a lot of plays with a lot of people, but from what I've seen, is this just a group in their Discord that they do that with. Same with our Discord when we do some playthroughs. It just, you cannot put us on the internet, and they can. That's the only difference.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I can put you guys on sometimes, but if Karn's in the chat, it's just...
Yeah, enjoy your demonetization. That's what I say. All right then.
Thank you for coming on, Dang.
Sure.
All right. Big old troll, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing kosher.
Yeah, I just hopped in not that long ago, and I have to say though, I just listening to the email itself and how it's worded, you can tell this person has never had a job or a very busy social life from what I'm hearing here. Because obviously, you, Arch, and Kibs all have your own different schedules, obviously. Yeah. And if you're being, people get busy. That's what adults do.
I mean, to put it in a little bit of perspective, me and Asmogan, or at least for me, some of the most fun I have is playing games with Asmogan, because I'm A, not at work, and B, not at fucking work.
And we're able to make that work because we're in the same time zone too. And
No. Hold on. We are rarely able to make that work.
But when we do, the ease of the scheduling of it comes from the fact that we're in the same time zone. Trying to schedule something with Arch, who's in Norway, or Kibs, who I'm pretty sure is in a completely different time zone to us. I think he's on the West Coast.
Who, Kibs?
Yeah.
No. If I remember, he's in Central Time.
Is he Central Time? I thought he was on West Coast for some reason.
Almost positive. I know for a fact he's not West Coast.
Viking Keyways is in the chat. Pretty sure Kibs would let you join if you asked. Kind of depends on the stream he's doing. I mean, I could try and ask, I suppose, but like, for me, it's
yes, it would be the Central Time Zone where he is.
Okay, so he's in Central Time. All right, but for like asking Kibs to go on, I don't know. It's a bit. I might do that some point in the future, but Kibs has got a lot of people who already go on, I'm sure, and they always do like those little custom avatars that they animate and stuff. I think like even if I did ask, it would be a lot of prep to like allow me on, and I don't know if I would want them to do all that work for me to just do like a one-time thing or not.
And also, don't get me wrong, I love hanging out with Kibs. He's always been really accommodating and really nice to me, but it would feel really awkward for me to ask him, like, hey, can I come on one of your streams? Especially me being the smallest of the 4 YouTubers.
I mean, yeah, there's that factor of like the benefit to them.
There's closer to your size, so I would have less issues if I were the same size as Asmo. Asking Kibs, like, hey, do you want to do something together? But me being the size I am, and it really does kind of make it awkward. I'm absolutely sure, like, if we ask him, like, hey, if you're playing this, can we come on your stream and us play it with you? I'm pretty sure that he'd be like, yeah, cool. We're already playing it. Come join come join at this time or whatever. Because he's always been that way. Kibs is a very kind and outward individual.
Yeah.
He's an extrovert. That's the word I was looking for. The opposite of me.
He's social.
He's social. The opposite of me.
Hey, sorry to speak over you a little bit, big old troll, but
Oh no, it's okay. I'm just trying to find a little spot there, here and there. But
Sorry.
I mean, like, worst thing when it comes down to it is like, obviously you broadcast these things ahead of time. I mean, just sending a quick email to one or the other and just say, hey, I got this stream going. If you want to join, go right ahead. If not, no hards on that. That'd be easy, but just, yeah, the scheduling would be absolutely ridiculous to try to schedule between 2 time zones and your own with the work schedule.
oh yeah. And I'm a substitute teacher. I work during like the middle of the day, like 5 days out of the week. So.
And Asmo knows my schedule. The past 3 weeks, with the exception of this past week, I've worked 45 to 50 hours because I work in a short-staffed restaurant. So as a cook trainer,
Busy.
Yeah.
You think y'all deal with stupid people?
Oh no,
I've got stories.
I've had your job. I ain't doing that again. No. But yeah, just wanted to chime in. Other than that, just hope you guys had have a good time with this, and good on you guys for not spending way too much time on the whole drama business. Just get it out there, get it out of the rug, move on with your lives.
Yeah, and like I said, like I get like emails all the time. The only reason I'm addressing this one is it's from someone posing themselves. They could very well be a troll. Posing themselves to be on quote unquote our side of the fence. So that's the only reason I'm really addressing it.
I mean, it could be. I mean, there's hyperbolic people everywhere.
Oh yeah. Like we're not immune to having like hyperbolic people in the fan bases, like in our circle of fan bases. So.
Oh hell no.
Before you go, one last question. So, have I ever said or done anything ever to suggest to you that I hate or dislike Archer Kibs?
No, other than a few, pokes, all in good fun. I haven't seen or heard anything from any of y'all.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
See, this is why I like open mics. I like bringing people on and like just talking to them. Like from the audience, the chat is all well and good, but it's always good to like actually hear their voice and like bring in the inflection.
It also brings in the emotion of it.
Yeah,
there's a difference of you're being an asshole and you're being an asshole.
Yeah, it saves so much confusion. Viking Kiwi says Kibs let people on without avatars too. Oh, okay.
I mean, but even still, it does. Like we both said, it feels a little awkward sometimes. Just asking to be on other people's shit.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I was more worried about it, like I want to say a year or two ago, about like the size thing of the subscribers, but I've kind of mellowed out about that. For me, it's more like, again, it's just me and Kibs don't talk that often, don't hang that often. So if I were to invite myself on, it feels very inappropriate, I guess, because
I think you worded it actually really good right there, like inviting yourself on.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you guys are having a party. Can I come join?
It feels like that, and I just don't want to ever give that impression, because the thing is, when you do that, it comes off like you're clout chasing, and I though I'm closer to Kib's size, like YouTube wise, my thing is just I would certainly invite myself on a little bit if I was much closer to Kibs and we talked more often and he knew who he would agree to let on. But with how little we get to chat and talk, I don't feel like he'd be like agreeing to let me on from an informed position of someone who knows me a bit better. So it's just like on that level where it's a bit awkward. I don't know, maybe one day I'll have that level of closeness with him and comfortability that I can do that and not feel awkward about it. But as of right now, it's just we get so little of that back and forth.
Next up, we have Raphael.
Yeah. Want me to pull him in, or are you pulling him in?
Already got it.
Okay.
I have the Discord, the stream, and StarCraft all pulled up.
Okay.
I have ADHD.
Can you hear us?
Welcome, Raphael.
Oi.
All right. How you doing?
Hi. I'm alive? Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, no. I had a little double feedback stuff, so I was just a little freaked out. No, so this was so super random today, you know?
Oh yeah, it was very
This
random.
entire like email stuff. And it's normally on the level when like I have conversations with my girlfriend at 3 o'clock in the morning, and she wakes up and tells me stuff like totally shocked. Why did you put Spider-Man in the dishwasher? So on this level of what the fuckery was it, because actually this happened with my girlfriend, because she woke me up, was totally distressed, and think, why did you put Spider-Man in the dishwasher? And then she went to sleep again.
Put Spider-Man in the dishwasher.
Oh, she was that serious. I don't know why.
Well, that's what would have made me laugh. Like, I don't know, if my girlfriend woke me up and was like, "You put the Hulk in the tree," I went, "What?"
What code are we talking at this point?
I was just then I was just sitting there like, huh? And the next day she was like, I have no idea what you are talking about. And on this level, like, random is this entire situation. It's like, eh?
Yeah, it is very random. I was just, the thing is, I caught it only a half hour after the guy emailed me, because I was checking my email about like an eBay thing. I was checking on. I put an eBay item on my wish list, and it was I got a notification on my phone that I got a discount. Boring shit, I know. But point is, I saw my inbox and I saw that tagline, Arch and Kibs. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and to be honest, I'm like right in this moment I play Conan Exiles, and I was in the Dagon dungeon, and it's like, yeah, okay, feels fitting. It's like some Elder Outreach God abomination bullshit going on, and random email bullshit. So yeah, it's just weird in general.
Yeah. What do you?
Where some people take this, but I know from my time as a paramedic that there are weird people out there.
Very weird people. So would you say, after I read everything, do you think it's a troll, or do you think this guy is serious but just like paranoid?
I have no idea if it's a troll or if it's a super mentally challenged situation, or a little bit of both, because some people they are like super crazy, and they troll, but not on purpose, but they make it on accident. It's like someone who is super weird and a little bit crazy, and then it does stuff like that, and it's just that's a troll. That must be a troll. And I mean, in the end, it's like, no, that guy was that serious, but for everyone else, it's just like a super troll.
Yeah, these days it's getting harder to tell who's trolling and who's not these days. Because the thing is, back in the day, we judged if someone was a troll, especially on the internet, with how extreme they were. How extreme and how random was always the measurement. If someone did something extremely over the top, or said something extremely over the top, and they did it at the most random time, that was a troll. Because no way a normal person would do that. But nowadays, with how many dead serious people we see do the exact same shit trolls did back in the day, it's damn near impossible to tell the difference. The line has been blurred.
Yeah, but to quote my sister, she was like, she's studying at the university, and it's like, I always had issues like with the crazy peoples, but I finally learned how to divide the crazies from the normals. And I said, how do you do that? And she said, normally it's like brightly colored hair, side cuts, septum piercings, and some weird colored flags on some body parts. And it's just like, yeah, to be honest, back in the day when I was younger, we had crazy people, but I don't know why, but I think it's partly the internet or social media, but there are way more crazy people around than when I was young.
What part of the world are you from, Raphael?
Austria.
Austria.
Yeah, okay, so
Well, they would know a thing or two about someone being fucking weird now, wouldn't they?
Yes.
I was trying not to say shit, but I was gonna say that we as a country in America have had more fucking crazy people, but
Well, we have
I'm trying not
one
to
or
say it
two.
as when you're making it fucking hard. But yeah.
We have one or two crazy nutcases from us, like one or two.
I think everyone can think of one of them.
Yeah, maybe I know more than one, but it's okay. I know that the most infamous one.
Yeah, that's why Asmo is acting like a big fucking child right now.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, you're really fucking not.
No, I'm
Don't
not.
lie. Like, and
No.
actually, the worst part about this is I know there's someone out here who saw that, or if they do see it, they'll get offended. And I'm sitting here like, dude, stop acting like a child. I'm not even offended by it. It's just like, if you're gonna do it, just fucking say it. At least I'm trying to be like, no, you've had a couple of crazy people. I know at least one. And Asmo's over there like,
Yeah, but to be honest, it's the thing is about like this in the entire bullshit these days. It's like when it's like in my family. When you go from my family, my father is half Scottish and half Austrian. My mother is half Austrian, half Jewish, Hungarian. Okay. So I'm whatever the fuck I am. I have no idea. And when people say, you have no idea you can talk about this issue because you are white, and it's like, yeah, huh? And all that stuff, and it's just like when it's not just like this. It's all this crazy stuff about someone is making drama. Somehow always when arches it's some weird racist stuff or something else or whatever the fuck, and it's not totally some. And to be honest, sometimes I think people who are making drama about Arch or try to force drama about Arch is just some other YouTuber try to get some clout or some leftist grifter bullshit.
But it's also like
More
as
often than not.
said, like that's what me and Bo said earlier. You know, it's kind of why we just said our piece and backed up because we don't want to come off as clout chasing because that's just not the case. It's more of like, hey, we said our piece, we're done, peace out. You know.
Yeah, the thing is, but all these people who are making like all this bullshit, they are sorry, but they are full of shit most of the time.
Oh yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
I mean, this
The
guy
last
absolutely
drama-
was full of shit. I mean, the
To be honest,
level of
the last drama,
narcissism
what was
here.
it? What was the last drama with the guy who said Warhammer has no cannon?
Oh yeah,
all just
Templin
head
Institute. Yeah, that guy's full of shit.
Simp Institute or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Templin
No, and-
Institute.
Yeah, and
Content
just
Institute.
and that guy was also just that this was just first make drama, then back off, and then say, oh, it's just headcanon. I'm a nice guy. Watch my channel. To be honest, you're not a female just chatting Twitch streamer girl, so that shit won't work with the guy.
All right.
Yeah,
I got another
Just
guy.
most of the time, to be honest, I don't know where people come from with this stuff. I don't know where they take it. It's most of the time, it's just like, it's the crazies.
Yeah, I mean, these are people who have the free time to like mull over this dumb shit for so long.
To be
Like-
honest, I just have the time to chat with to talk with you about it because I'm like super dead sick and I'm at home right now from medical leave. So yeah.
Okay,
Sorry to hear that.
you feeling okay?
Yeah. It's just like I had a room charn and now I have just like super lung inflammation and throat inflammation and stuff like that.
Eesh.
So it's fun.
Well, I hope you feel better, man.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just typical bullshit. But yeah, you have to deal with it. And then, like my girlfriend said, "Why are you doing all this stuff while you're being sick?" And I just said, "That's what dads do because I have like 2 daughters." And I said, "Yeah, dads have to work and have to function."
Yeah, it's pretty
I
normal.
appreciate that because I have 2 sons.
That's what dad is going to do. So have
got it.
fun and
Wait till Asmogan has a kid. I can't wait to see that happen.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I aren't
This will
working
be fun.
on that quite yet, but we will be later.
It's
Anyway.
okay, you
It'll
can
happen sooner rather
you,
than later.
I got another
It's
person
okay.
waiting, but I feel I have one last question for you. Have I ever said or done anything that you think would lead someone to believe that I hate or dislike Archer Kibs?
not really. I can't think about anything. The only weird stuff is like your army choice in co-op in StarCraft, but about Arch and Kibs, it's no, actually not. I mean, it would be funny.
Excuse
to
me,
see you-
what?
Oh man, yeah, we have to backtrack this because wait, what?
Which commander are you referring?
To be honest, I'm a sucker for Alarak, so everyone playing not Alarak is weird to me.
I
Like,
play
okay,
Minx.
okay.
Minx is
I'll-
king.
I'll defend.
Thank
Wait. I will defend Raphael on this. Alarak, even though not my favorite, is a badass commander.
Yeah, especially when you have like the last prestige trait where you have like you can warp the death fleet permanently and it just spam building destroys in like minute 3.
Like, I'll defend that. But you're also talking to a Minsk main and a Dahaka main, so
Oh, the Haka is okay.
fuck you, Asma.
It's just that let's feed essence.
Welcome to the stream, Alpha Kenny. I want to address this. I'm subbed to both you and Arch. Awesome, love to hear it. I knew you two talked at some point, and for a while, I genuinely thought you were Kibs. Your voices are just incredibly similar. I don't agree. I've heard that before. I've heard this before. This is not the first time I've heard this. People are like, "Oh, you and Kibs sound similar." I've been watching Kibs for over a couple years now. I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either, no.
I've heard my voice
If you
on.
work, to be honest, he can work a bit on his modulation. Then it can fool you like for 1 or 2 seconds.
I just don't hear it. I don't hear it. I've heard my own voice in recordings and video.
Try
And
work on the modulation and it will sink in.
Barch. Or say Barch. Barch.
So yeah, have a good night and yeah.
Yeah, you
Have a good one, man.
Just
Get better.
stay cool and it's just drama. It's just always the same.
That's why after this we're playing StarCraft. This is how important it is.
Yeah, but by the way, I put in the channel in the Witch sharing channel a video. It's about some freedom beans. You should check it out.
Okay. Have a good one,
See
man.
ya.
Alright, let's pull in Gilly Guy.
Okay.
Gilly Guy, welcome to the open mic. How you doing?
Doing good. So, I mean, the thing about that emails, I mean, we've all been on the internet long enough that I think we've all had a conversation that flows the same way that did, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it started off with, it seems like he had a genuine misinterpretation, but when you pointed out he was wrong, he just, like, couldn't handle it, you know?
Yeah, it came off to me like he was looking for me to affirm his interpretation that we had some kind of falling out.
Yeah, because he also kind of did this thing I've seen people do before, where he kind of came up with this analogy. He's like, "You're the Wicked Witch," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's such a zinger. I'm gonna keep bringing it up." You know?
He very much like stuck to it. He brought it up in all his preceding emails after my reply. It was interesting. I almost want to praise him for it, but it also was very cringy, especially the one with like the Wicked Witch. First of all, he's wrong, and it's clear he has not seen Wizard of Oz, because the Wicked Witch of the West was not the one who had the house dropped on her. Dorothy's house found on the Wicked Witch to the east.
So, oh man, you just exposed him as a fake Wizard of Oz fan.
Yeah, he doesn't know the lore.
Yeah,
Get on my level.
he did that. He was doing that whole thing where it's like he just kept insisting on a reality that would just so happen to make him also right. You know?
Yeah. The thumbnail thing was like weird for me. It's like bringing up that as like, I'm not even sure he was trying to bring that up as it seemed like he was just bringing that up as evidence that I was like leeching, but it didn't seem like he was trying to bring it up as evidence that supporting his perspective that there was some kind of falling out between us. I'm still weirded out, but because that felt very, even for what he was trying to say, very random.
Yeah. Well, I think he was legit. I don't think he was a troll, and the reason is, you kind of saw that like the conversation started off, at least with some sort of 1 foot in reality, 1 foot in crazy, and then he just went all the way into the crazy as time went on. Like, I guess protect his ego or something.
Right. So you think a troll would have just like jumped right into the accusation and craziness?
Well, first of all, a troll would have been smarter about it. They would have done a better job. You know.
I love that argument, by the way. I really love that argument.
That is better.
A troll would have been smarter.
Yeah, I mean, he would have taken you for a ride a lot longer, and he wouldn't have ran away from the conversation so quickly. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I do think you're right. I hope it's a troll, but I do think you're right. It's not a troll, because I think for me the evidence that it's not a troll is the fact that he blocked me. Like, I tried to reply to his very last email there, and it said I was blocked because the email wouldn't send. So I don't know. That doesn't seem like a troll would do that. Like, they would want to keep it going, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think a troll would get bored that quickly either, because like I think a good troll knows that you kind of have to let things marinate a little bit to get the person frustrated, you know, because that's like the ultimate goal, is to take somebody that is normally cool and collected and see if you can push them over the edge.
Yeah. He certainly annoyed me, but didn't like infuriate me.
But it seems like you're more perplexed than anything. So
I am very perplexed because it was random as shit. Like it's just a half hour before like noon or something today. Like, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning my time when I got this email, and I looked at it, just scratching my head, wondering what prompted it. Like, if this was some like. He clearly we're running on the assumption it's not a troll. So he clearly believes there's been beef. So why now? Like, what happened? Like, for me, it would have made more sense if it was right after the Temple or during the Temple and Institute drama, because Arch was covering that too, right? And I think Kibs talked about it as well.
Maybe he was just like spending way too much time on Sig Marxism and like just got super sensitive to anything he thought was an attack on Arch or something, you know.
Oh, maybe that I don't know. Maybe there was a prompt and we're not seeing it because it wasn't like a bigger picture prompt, just something personal with this guy. But in terms of greater picture, it would have made more sense during the Temple and Institute drama, because that was when I was covering something along the same lines in time as Arch and Kibs, but wasn't doing it with them, and we weren't like, trading any kind of conversations about it, or we had no public like overlap during that. We were all just covering it in our own corner. Like, for me, like, if you have this guy's delusional like perspective, wouldn't it make more sense to bring it up then?
Yeah.
As opposed to now, where nothing's going on.
Yeah, they just like sit on it for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. I don't know.
I think the weirdest part was contacting you via email.
Well, that one made sense to me because there's really no other way to contact me if you're not like I have it set up on Discord. You can't message me. Well, everyone has it set up on Discord this way. That you can't message me unless we're in a mutual server or you're my friend. That's it for like everybody on Discord. And for my Twitter, I have it set up so only people I follow only people I follow can message me. And up until recently, my Instagram was more open, but then I had the Temple and Institute Psycho message me on that, so I now have that set up, so only people I am friended with there can message me. So really, if you're not directly friended me or following me on certain social media, you can't contact me outside of email. Email is the only thing I have completely open. So that's it. That does make sense why it was email, because it's just this guy clearly isn't on anything I'm on, so there's no other way he could have contacted me.
He's definitely on something,
Well, he's clearly on drugs, but like platform wise. Oh man. You have anything else you want to say on the topic, or?
Nah, I think I ran through.
Okay. I'll leave off on the same question that I've asked everybody else. Have I said or done anything recently, or period, that would lead you to believe I dislike or hate Arch?
Not that I know of. I mean, I've only been following you since the Template Institute debacle. That's kind of how I stumbled across your channel. And then that brief period, it's not like, I mean, you just had to explain how to contact you to me, so I'm obviously not a super fan, but you know,
That's fine.
I haven't seen any indication of that sort of thing yet.
Yeah.
Also, in general, you just don't strike me as the kind of person I would just randomly start beef. You know?
No, I don't. Generally speaking, I try and like resolve any issues I have on the down low, and thankfully I've had very few to resolve over the years. Most of the community around here are pretty solid.
Raise his hand in moderate aggression issues.
Well,
I own it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, Gilly Guy. Much appreciated.
Yeah. Good night.
Have a good night. All right, so we have no one else waiting to call. If anyone else would like to hop in, this is your last chance, my good people. But yeah, generally, I believe, Ludus, you've said your piece on the topic, unless something else has come to your mind you want to bring up about it.
The guy is either mentally challenged or on hard narcotics.
What hard narcotics do you think it is?
I suspect, I would say a meth, but again, I made the argument earlier that I've known meth heads to say smarter shit than that, but I honestly don't know.
I'd say meth. Or coke. Coke laced with LSD.
By the way, I also bought a new co-op commander because this is much more important than this bullshit at this point.
It's 2 a.m. for sure. Jeez, man, why are you still doing awake?
I bought
Yeah,
a
that's
new
fine.
co-op commander, and if you behave, I will play the new co-op commander.
Is it a new one?
No. I purchased one of the purchasable ones,
Oh. Okay.
and if you behave, I will play it.
I will misbehave. Always.
Okay.
Crack
I mean,
weed.
either way.
Play the Ruski. Alright. So it looks like we're clear on anybody else hopping in. So, yeah, I've said my piece. Ludus has said our piece. Real quick, I'm just going to skim the chat, see if there's anything I want to address. Alpha Kenny said... Huh?
No. We're not going to glaze past that.
Wait, what
I
I missed?
said my piece. Ludus said our piece.
Wow. That was an accent.
I was waiting. I was like, wait a minute. Something doesn't sound right here.
It's nearly the afternoon right now. It's just when you stream, it's around that time. Okay. So it's like a 12-hour difference almost. Alpha Kenny said earlier, nah, I'm serious about the voice. I opened an old stream with Kibs in another tab to hear him, and I'm just weirded out with the similarity, though I admit his is slightly higher pitched. I don't know, to me, he has a very different inflection to me, like when he talks. Like, I just don't hear it. Like, I've heard that comparison brought up before, and there's still one guy I've encountered on the internet who's convinced I'm Kibs. And this is just like my channel is just Kibs exposed, like face wise, and like over there, he's still hiding it and playing a character. I got one guy I know who's like that, but I just don't hear it. I don't hear it. Yeah, I don't hear Viking Kiwi. I don't get it. Like, it's not there. I don't know. Like I've just heard that enough though that it's weird to me. Earlier, Tiamat D-Lord said, Asmogan, you also don't follow the same stuff they do. This is probably in response to us talking about like not being able to like go on Kibs' server and stuff. Sorry, not server, but like streams and stuff. You also don't follow the same stuff they do. All respect, and Kyle plays stuff or plans ahead. I mean, I plan ahead, but I get what you mean. It's collab thing. Same with Arch if they try and coordinate with him. Yeah, like I said, like scheduling would definitely be a huge struggle to do a stream with them. Especially with all of us. Like I'm on the East Coast, he's CST, and Arch is Norwegian time, which are all very different time zones. So it would be a bit of a headache schedule. But I don't like the insinuation I don't pre-plan stuff though. I totally pre-plan shit. Like in 24 hours ahead of time, you know? Give or take. Hello, Papador. How you doing? Let's see. So, trying to see if there's anything else we should respond to. Now I need Asmo to play Hearts of Iron 4 just for the jokes. Okay.
Yeah. We could play it together, but I get Germany.
Why do you get Germany?
Because it would be funnier if the Jew plays Germany in World War II.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
I love how you were looking for a moment to try and find an argument. It's like, fuck, it's true.
Jan Lucas Defront just got in. What's happening? Well, we're wrapping up right now, but you know, you have a whole stream you get to watch, covering it, going over it. But I received a series of emails from an individual claiming or pressing the idea that I had some kind of beef or falling out or hate Arch Warhammer and Kibs, who I have in the past defended, and I would certainly say we are on good terms. Like I am by no means, in my mind, as far as I can think of, I've never had a single bad interaction with them or done anything bad. No, I can't think of that, and I just don't know where the psycho's coming from. And he didn't even defend his position very well. Working on my custom Imperial Guard army, painstakingly slow progress. Yes, especially with the custom part, I'm sure. Like, whenever you do something custom, I find that it usually goes slower than if you go buy the kit or buy like the base model. But yeah. Anyway, since a couple other people joined in just now, I'll give them a chance. If you guys want to come in and chat and ask anything real quick, that's the link to the voice call line. Revius, welcome. Let's do a friendly Blood Bowl competition with Search.
Arch.
Oh, I meant Sarah. First, who can get a game started wins. I assume you mean the new Blood Bowl? I ain't buying that shit. I have Blood Bowl tool. I still haven't downloaded and opened that piece of shit.
I have it for the Xbox, and it's not that great. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Warhammer and 40K, I really do. My love for Warhammer has grown from Total War Warhammer, and that's how it got started, I should say. But yeah, Blood Bowl is such a hot mess. It's not fun.
Ever tried the Heresy card game? I have not tried the Heresy card game.
I have.
You have? What's it like?
Yes. So it's I got it from mobile. I don't know if it's on anything else, but it's a Horus Heresy, and it's a card game based on the Horus Heresy. It depends.
I gathered that much.
It really depends. If you don't put any money into it, it's okay. If you put money into it, it's a lot better. It's kind of like Hearthstone if Hearthstone were 40K. So already I'm kind of like, ooh, this is kind of nice because I like Hearthstone and games like that. So because it's also 40K, especially Horus Heresy, which is what I like the most, I'm like, ooh, this is right up my alley. If that's not your thing, then if you don't like games like Hearthstone or you don't like 30K, you probably won't like it.
Well, okay then. I'm not a huge fan of Hearthstone, so to be honest, I probably wouldn't. Anyway, Leonard Church just got here. Is this serious? I hate them, or joking? But here's some complaint stream. More of the latter. We're ending the stream right now, and me and Luce are gonna go play StarCraft and chill. But I go over the whole thing throughout the stream. The short version here at the end for you, if you don't want to go through the whole thing, is I received a series of emails from someone who I don't believe is a troll, just super paranoid psycho person. They messaged me and were basically accusing me of being separate from Arch and like avoiding them, and they basically had this psycho like beautiful mind, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like the red line board like crazy person thing. Like seeing shit that wasn't there and claiming I hated Arch. I encourage you to check out the whole stream and see the full thing. Because helps the content, obviously. By the way, make sure to leave a like before you all head out and support me surviving these psychos. Subscribing to the channel, all that fun stuff. But the short version is someone had the belief that I hated Arch, and yeah, this is suffice to say they're wrong. Again, the stream's only about an hour, so you guys should be able to enjoy it. But anyway, thank you all so much. Yeah, Arch and Kibs. Sorry. Make sure you all have a great night. For those who are just joining in now, I highly recommend you guys start it over from the beginning so you don't miss anything. And we'll catch you later. Bye-bye.